Hello, and thank you for joining me this week. I'm Scott Sayre, and I'm running to become the chairman of the 6th Congressional District Republican Committee. In this week's short video, I will answer 3 questions posed to me on the campaign trail. What is the 6th District? How important is the March 1st primary? What should we be doing now? The 6th District is comprised of 19 cities and counties stretching all the way from Warren County in the north, think Front Royal, all the way down to Roanoke, all the way down Interstate 81 from Warren County to Roanoke. How important is the March 1st primary? Well, we will be picking our presidential nominee. There are 2,470 delegates at the National Convention. To win, you have to have 50% of those delegates plus 1, or 1,236 delegates to win. Now remember that number, 1,236. A delegate is a person voted on to attend the Republican National Convention and cast a vote for a Republican presidential nominee. The Republican National Committee has instituted a new rule requiring states that have presidential preference votes, like primaries and caucuses, to bind their delegates in accordance with the outcome of the voting. Virginia has 46 bound delegates and 3 unbound. Thus, most delegates will be bound to vote for the candidate that won the vote from the district or state they represent, regardless of what they actually do at the convention. Why is your participation in the March 1st primary important? Because by the end of that day, almost half of the required delegates will have been bound to vote for their winner, and in most cases, a candidate will not get delegate votes if they did not achieve a threshold percentage of votes set at 10%, 15%, or 20%. What does that mean? Well, look at the polls. Trump and Cruz are carrying about 60% of the polled voters. If that holds true in the primaries up to and after March 1st, that means 12 other candidates are splitting the remaining 40% of the delegate vote, and they don't get any of that vote if they don't meet a threshold. Those remaining votes would go to the winners, achieving the threshold. This means Trump, Cruz, and maybe 1 or 2 other candidates will be the only ones with a statistical chance of winning the Republican nomination by March the 2nd. And to recap, look at the 4 early states. You've heard a lot about the New Hampshire primaries, the Iowa caucus. Those 4 early states carry 130 bound delegates, and those delegates will be split among the candidates. The Iowa caucus starts it off February 1st, followed by New Hampshire February 9th, South Carolina, and then closes with Nevada in February. Then we have Super Duper Tuesday. That's when you're going to be asked to vote. 14 states, including Virginia, will bind 565 delegates. The Virginia primary, we have 49 delegates. 46 of those are bound. 327 more bound delegates will be voted on between March 6th and March 12th. So before the so-called Super Tuesday of March 15th, states will have already bound over 1,000 delegates. That's over 40% of all delegates. It will be highly likely that 2 candidates will be at about halfway mark of attaining required delegates before Super Tuesday, which is March the 15th, when 361 bound delegates are chosen. Now this is the first day, March 15th, that states may begin to award delegates on a winner-take-all basis, and where favorite sons, in Florida, for example, and Ohio, are looking to finally get some delegates. It's also the date at which a majority, 56% of the delegates, will have already been bound. Florida primary, winner-take-all. Ohio primary, winner-take-all. So why is your participation important? Because your vote for your candidate may just lock in our Republican nominee before other states even get to vote. So what should you be doing now? Learn about the candidates. and get out and vote on March the 1st. Thank you for joining me this week. Remember to look up the information regarding the seminar being put on by the America Transformation Company at the Stonebridge Center in Natural Bridge on February 19th and 20th, Restore the Dream. Next week, I will begin revealing my plan on how the 6th District Committee can help your local Republican committee by thinking local and winning bigger. The primaries seem confusing. Your part is to get out and vote. So until next week, think local, win bigger. God bless.